Day 323 of the Daily Stoic. 4 Habits of the Stoic Mind. Quote, our rational nature moves freely forward in its impressions when it, number 1, accepts nothing false or uncertain. Number 2, directs its impulses only to acts for the common good. Number 3, limits its desires and aversions only to what's in its own power. Number 4, embraces everything nature assigns it. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 8.7. If you notice, Marcus repeatedly reminds himself of Stoicism and what Stoicism is. These bullet points are helpful to those of us reading thousands of years later, but really they were intended to be helpful to him. Maybe that day he had accepted a bad impression or had acted selfishly. Maybe he had pinned his hopes on something outside his control, or complained and fought against something that had just happened. Or maybe it has just been a while since he'd thought about these things and wanted a reminder. Whatever the case was, or whatever ours is today, let's align our minds along these 4 critical habits. Accept only what's true, work for the common good, match our needs and wants with what is in our control, and embrace what nature has in store for us. I think that's perfectly summarized for today's reading of the Daily Stoic, Day 323, 4 Habits of the Stoic Mind. Accept only what's true. That's a hard one. I think it's a hard one because the first thing that my mind moves to is that we live in a matrixed world where everyone's matrix is different. If you log on to Instagram, the stuff that's being fed to you is going to be completely different than the stuff that's fed to me, which means you live in a different world. Your perceptions are different than mine. If you go to your other feed and then I go to my feed, you'll see that your other feed of your other social media platform is completely different from mine, which is why the movie The Matrix, starring Keanu Reeves as Neo back in the late 90s, is not a work of fiction. Rather, it was a documentary of our lives, that we all live in different matrices. So accepting only what's true is hard because today we live in a fake news world where pretty much everything's fake. But if we were to look at accept only what is true from just what's input into our own lives and the situations that we're thrust in or that we're put in every day, then we can accept that for what it is. Work for the common good. I think that makes a lot of sense. It is good when you work for other people and you serve other people. It's a life worth living. Match our needs and wants with what's in our control. That's a good one to remember, that frankly, the needs and wants that you have in life are great. Don't let it create worry or anxiety, for sure, as we've talked about in previous Stoic readings, but match our needs and wants to the realities of what is possible, right? Be realistic about who you are and where you are, and embrace what nature has in store for us. Come what may, amor fati. Come what may, love fate. Memento mori. Remember that I'm going to die. And be fully present and love what I got. What's coming at me. What's happening today. You know what I love about today? One of the things I love about today is I have the day to do these Stoics and to do this video with you today. That makes my heart glad. I'm glad you're here. 323 days we've done this together. See you in Discord, MetaFam.